Good afternoon, everyone. And welcome once again to opening weekend of the Juniors home season. We kick it off with the Death Scar Derby Droids. Facing off against the Bleeding Hearts. Just wanted to check to see if I was about to get mobbed by skaters again. All right. So, a few things before we get started. Please stay on your side of those black bumpers. This is for your safety and the safety of the skaters. Also, while the action is going, please be courteous to your fellow fans. Do not walk in front of them. Please wait until the 30 seconds between each jam, then get up and go check out the food or merch or what have you. Your fellow fans will appreciate that courtesy. Also, this is a juniors game. Please cheer positively and responsibly and leave the coaching to the coaches. Some great coaches over there. Let them coach. You all cheer. Everything will be great. And while you're in that clapping mood, give it up for all of our volunteers. None of roller derby happens without an army of them folks. And also give it up for all of our officials on skates and off. And now I'm going to turn this over to Wench Warden. Let's get this going.
Let's get it going. Come on. Bringing out in red the Bleeding Hearts. Starting out with 0, Finney Kruger. 0-1-1, Honey Basher. 0-1-3, Tragedy Ann. 1-4-9, Aerophylactic Shock. 1969, Klondike. 2-1-1, Pop-Tart. 26, Bleeding Heart. 295, Lightning McQuinn. We have a debut, 373, Coyote. We have another debut, 404, Error. Yet another debut, 49, Sherbert. 496, Assault Water Taffy. 505, Danny DeFito. 508, Midnight Smack. 555, A Very Scary. 56, Ludini. 606, Roro Wreck Your Bout. We have another debut, 70, Super Beast. 702, Jigsaw. Last but not least, the last one, also a debut, 9, Pandemonium. Let's give it up for your Bleeding Hearts.
And now, without further ado, in the black, these are the droids you're looking for. Put them together for the Death Scar Derby Droids. They were pretty excited about getting going here. Wearing 003, it's Ballistic. 08 is Red Drum. 108 T-Rex. 139 Phoenix. Number 19 is Gwen Reaper. Wearing 3-1 False Glitch. Number 38 William Skate Spear. 360 is Yellow Jacket. 411 is Riot. 612 Mystery Machine. 666 is Ash-tastic. Number 73 Bobcat. Wearing 2-1, it's Cherry Jam. 842 Helmo. Number 95 is Lil T Rebel. Number 995 making their triumphant return to the hangar, it's Pluff. And last but never least, your co-captains, 444 Teenage Hurtbag and number 88 Decoy. Put them together for the Death Scar Derby Droids.
All right, here we go.
All right.
Game number 2.
If you're just joining us for game number 2, I'm Rosemary's Baby.
And I am Puns and Roses.
We have a good game today. Bleeding Hearts going up against Death Scar Derby Droids, our first and second place from last year's home team season.
So yeah, we'll see what they got for this year. There's a whole bunch of new skaters. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
6 on the Droids. 5 on the Bleeding Hearts.
Yeah. 5 seconds called. For starting on the Jam on Hawthorne Jam line for the Bleeding Hearts, we have Ludini going up against Pluff for DSDD and Ludini with lead jammer.
Pluff looks for the inside lane. Finds a whole pack of red. That is
Gwen Reaper with the hit out on Ludini. Ludini cutting to the outside, around, calling the jam off. 4 points for the Bleeding Hearts, 0 for DSDD on the first jam of the game. Excitement here in the hangar. I don't know if you can hear it on the stream. There is some pretty aggressive screaming from friends, family, former teammates.
yeah, there's a lot of folks still wearing their Killer Bees and other pedals gear for the aged up skaters.
We have Roro Wreck Your Bout for the Bleeding Hearts getting lead jammer going up against T-Rex for DSDD. T-Rex getting a bump from Klondike, getting another bump from a Saltwater Taffy. Roro Wreck Your Bout hitting into the back of Decoy and William Skate Spear.
T-Rex is out, coming in, but Roro Wreck Your Bout with the call off.
With one final hit from Yellow Jacket. 4 points on that jam for the Bleeding Hearts. Looking at our Radical Wheels replay, that is Roro Wreck Your Bout with that big hit on Yellow Jacket, cutting back to the inside line, and squeaking by for lead jammer. On our Jam on Hawthorne Jam line for DSDD, we have Ash-tastic going up against Avery Phylactic Shock for the Bleeding Hearts.
And they are off.
Offense from number 49, Sherbert, gets Avery Phylactic Shock lead jammer.
And big drawback from Pop-Tart. Good footwork from Ash-tastic to stay in bounds.
Big hit from Gwen Reaper, some other chipping hits from Ballistic and Lil T Rubble. Ducking around Bobcat, hitting into Lil T Rubble, and that is Avery Phylactic with 4 more points.
Ashtastic has pulled the cap, now up to the front.
Hitting that inside line, that is another 4 points for Avery Phylactic Shock.
Ballistic playing some offense. Sherbert with the drawback.
Cap pass to Bobcat.
And Pop-Tart with the immediate force out.
Big hit from Sherbert. And that jam is called by Avery Phylactic Shock. 2 more points added to that jam. 14 total for the Bleeding Hearts. Bringing us to 22 for Hearts, 0 for DSTD in the first, looks like 3 jams of the game.
And it's going to be Mystery Machine behind that Jam on Hawthorne jam line for the Droids, looking to reverse their fortunes up against Bleeding Tart.
Bleeding Hearts rolling back to that jam line. Whistle blows, and Bleeding Tart cuts to the end, cuts to the out. A little bit of a chip from Yellow Jacket, but is through with lead jammer. Mystery Machine fighting up against all 4 Bleeding Hearts blockers, bumping into the back of Midnight Smack, anchored by Danny DeVito. Exit hit from Decoy, but Bleeding Tart scores 4 points.
And Mystery Machine has pulled the cap, looking for Decoy.
Penalty called, multiplayer going to 139 for DSDD.
That's
that is
Phoenix. Mystery Machine is through on the initial.
Bleeding Tart getting caught up by Decoy and Yellow Jacket.
Yellow Jacket holding on for dear life.
Being joined by Decoy, and no pack is called.
And Red Rum. Great defense at the front of the pack.
Mystery Machine on a scoring pass, squeaks by the inside line, caught up by Midnight Smack. Bleeding Tart slices through the DSDD tripod for another 4 points on that jam. Mystery Machine has pulled the cap once again, trying to get a little bit of offensive help from Decoy, but is out through, and points go up on the board. 4 points on that pass. A direction penalty going to Phoenix, second one of this jam. 11 seconds left in the jam.
And that is Decoy holding the back line against Bleeding Tart. Bleeding Tart up the front against now Tragedy and directing traffic at the back of the pack.
2-minute jam. 20 points for Bleeding Hearts up against, we're waiting for points to be added, 6 points for DSDD. DSDD puts some points on the board.
So we're going to see Pandemonium jamming for Bleeding Hearts up against False Glitch for the Droids. First time jamming for both.
Pandemonium through with lead jammer with some offensive help from Sherbert and A Very Scary.
And that is 444 Teenage Hurtbag trying to clear a path for False Glitch.
Pandemonium bumping up against Helmo. Panda to the outside, sprinting up the track through with 4 points. False Glitch bumping into the back of Pop-Tart and A Very Scary. Panda getting pinned on that outside line, chooses to call it 3 points for Bleeding Hearts, 0 for DSDD on that jam.
And once again, an empty Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box. I feel like there have not been a whole lot of penalties so far. All right, we got Riot in the black up against Ludini.
Jammers crowding to that inside line. Big hit from Ludini to start the jam. Ludini going up against the back of Decoy and Red Rum. But Riot is through with lead jammer. First lead jammer for DSCD in this game.
William Skatespear directing that defense there for the Droids.
Penalty coming to William Skatespear. Riot hitting into Danny DeFito and a saltwater taffy. Ludini also scoring 4 points on that pass.
One skater each in that Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box. Oh, Riot forced out, has to recycle. Both jammers have to recycle now.
Ludini recycling to the back of the DSTD blocking contingent. That is Decoy, Cherry Jam, and Red Rum. Both jammers through with 4 points.
Good work there by Riot to stay in bounds.
Call comes for the bench. Riot calls. That is 8 points each jammer, but trapping a Bleeding Hearts skater in the penalty box. Here's our Radical Wheels replay. We're going to see Riot duck along the outside. Big exit hit from a saltwater taffy. And a big fall. On our Jam on Hawthorne jam line, we have Row Row Wreck Your Bout going up against Pluff.
Pluff looks for the inside lane. Oh, denied.
Big hit from Honey Basher.
That was a perfect hit from Honey Basher.
Row Row Wreck Your Bout out with lead jammer. Bleeding Heart skater returns from the penalty box. Row Wreck Your Bout bounces into, looks like Ballistic, then Gwen gets out, calls it. 4 points in that jam for the Hearts, 0 for DSDD.
T-Rex doing a little bit of pumping up the crowd there.
On that Jam on a Hawthorne jam line, we have Avery Phylactic Shock for the Bleeding Hearts going up against T-Rex for the Death Scar Derby Droids. Avery Phylactic Shock with just one hit from Yellow Jacket is out with lead, but that is T-Rex hot on his heels.
And Yellow Jacket directing traffic.
Ooh, big jump from T-Rex. A track cut being called on Avery Phylactic Shock, putting T-Rex in a powerful jam and making this a 2-minute jam.
Oh, good force out and recycle by 508. That is Midnight Smack.
Exit hit from a saltwater taffy, but that is 4 points on the board for T-Rex and a little bit of a pump up for the crowd, some cheering. DSCD skaters flood with offense. And a little hop over Midnight Smack, and that is another 4 points and a penalty, a back block going to William Skatespear.
Big credit to Yellow Jacket there, clearing out that defense.
Avery Phylactic Shock being released from the penalty box as T-Rex jumps up the outside line with another 4 points.
Coyote and company lining up for another run at T-Rex. Oh,
T-Rex forced the outside by the saltwater taffy. Penalty going to Yellow Jacket, low block penalty. 2 DSCD blockers on the track currently.
and this is a full 2-minute jam. They cannot stop this jam.
Finney Kruger bridging the 2 packs. Or not Finney Kruger, that's Tragedy Ann bridging the 2 packs. A little bit of a bump from Tragedy Ann, Coyote, Midnight Smack for the Bleeding Hearts. Defense. Avery Phylactic through with 4 points.
And T-Rex looking to get through, almost there.
That is the end of the jam time, and we're waiting for any final points. 16 points to DSDD, 12 to the Bleeding Hearts.
Buffalo Gap Saloon and Eatery, that is John's Landing's favorite eatery and saloon.
Five seconds called on our Jam on Hawthorne jam line. We have Bleeding Tart going up against Ash-tastic. Bleeding Chart throwing some big hits on Bobcat, on Helmo.
Ashtastic running into Pop-Tart and Finney Kruger at the back of the pack. Oh, Bobcat
Big offensive hit from Bobcat.
kind of risking a directional on that one, but didn't get called on it.
I think it was one of those no impact penalties. Ashtastic getting some free space up the center of the track and threw on their initial pass as the DSTD skaters move to the top of the pack to try and protect their points. Yellow Jacket, Helmo, and Bobcat really closing the door on Bleeding Chart, forcing the call off. 7 points on that jam for Bleeding Hearts, 0 for DSTD.
Sasquatch HR, making nonprofit and small business workplaces better. SasquatchHR.org.
Some jammers on the jammer, Pandemonium and Decoy trying to hype up the crowd, get the cheers going. Pandemonium going up against Mystery Machine, and that's a timeout.
An official timeout. This official timeout brought to you by RCR's official realtor. Welcome to PDX. And we'd like to thank Ritual Dyes, Portland's local yarn shop with hand-dyed yarn, tools, and more, owned by Bud's parent and record skater.
Looks like they gave a penalty at the end of that last jam to Yellow Jacket, who is now currently sitting in the Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box just off screen. I'm assuming for some part of that final contact that we saw that door being closed. End of official timeout. Skaters flooding back to the jam line as Pandemonium bumps into Red Rum, bumps into Decoy.
And at the back of the pack, Error Midnight Smack holding on to Robo Bout, who somehow manages to
on to
toe the line.
Mystery Machine.
Mystery Machine.
Mystery Machine out with lead jammer. Pandemonium right hot on her heels.
Robo Bout's on the other team. Don't mind me.
That's okay. Both jammers hitting the pack. 0 points for Bleeding Hearts and 0 for DSD. I thought they squeaked by with at least 1 or 2, but you hit it, you call it, you hope for the best. For the Droids, we have False Glitch jamming up against Ludini.
And Yellow Jacket standing in the Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box.
Ludini cutting to the in, cutting to the middle, and getting out with lead jammer. False Glitch getting bumped out by Pop-Tart.
And Gwen Reaper holding on to Ludini at the front of the pack.
Exit bump by Ballistic. Offensive help from Gwen Reaper and Lil T Rebel, but that is no match for Pop-Tart's catch on that apex.
Oh, wow.
Little toe stop move on that line. Keeps Ludini in bounds. Lots of exit hits. Impressive.
Super Beast. Oh.
And that is a star pass to Yellow Jacket.
And Pop-Tart guiding Yellow Jacket back into that defensive Super Beast and Honey Basher.
Ludini weaving in and out of bounds. Or in and out through the track, inbounds. Ludini, a little offensive help from Super Beast. Losing the cap in turn 4. Picks up the cap, is going up against False Glitch, Ballistic, Gwen Reaper. Yellow Jacket out on an initial pass after that star pass.
Did Ludini lose the cap or pull the cap? That's my question.
Lose the cap, I think. If you lose the cap, like it gets brushed off of your head, you maintain lead jammer status.
Yes.
So,
if you don't,
but if you pull it purposefully, then that removes your lead jammer status.
yeah, I didn't see the cap come off, so that was.
Yeah, I think it was like a brush of the helmet or something. But that is 19 points for Bleeding Hearts in that jam and 0 for DSDD. And a timeout coming from DSDD now.
This timeout brought to you by RCR's official realtor. Welcome to PDX.
It's a good time for a timeout, especially after a big jam from Bleeding Hearts. And it's been a hot second since DSDD has gotten some momentum in their points. 13 minutes left in this half.
Yeah, it's a good time to settle down, think about things, and
kind of have like a reset moment.
Yeah.
To sort of take a little bit of control over the game, give some skaters a break. Yellow Jacket was in the box for 2 jams in a row.
Yeah.
Came out, took a cap pass, 2-minute jam. That's got to be hard, just being out there. So good choice to get some of these skaters some rest.
WSL Leadership Coaching. Learn how to transform interpersonal conflict into organizational justice at WSLleadership.com.
Row, wreck your bout up against Pluff on the jammer line.
And Pluff.
Out with lead jammer for DSDD.
Well, looks like that timeout paid off.
Row, wreck your bout coming up against the back of Helmo. And an exit hit from Gwen Reaper, but it's out on their initial.
Oh, great.
Hit from a Saltwater Taffy.
Yeah, that was great defense by Taffy.
Call from Pluff. And that is 4 points for DSDD, 0 for the Bleeding Hearts. A little bit of a sway in momentum. Getting some points on the board always feels good after the other team has a little bit of a run.
And
Ooh, our replay is that hit from a Saltwater Taffy and the additional hit from Decoy.
And Decoy double shifting.
Yeah, Decoy out again as Riot is our jammer for DSDD and and that's Avery Phylactic Shock for Bleeding Hearts. Avery Phylactic Shock makes quick work at the outside line, but with a little offensive help, Riot is out on an initial pass.
That was great work by Decoy to create a huge lane.
Chip of a hit from Decoy knocks Avery Phylactic out of bounds. Avery Phylactic not calling it off, letting Riot score. Riot going up against the backs of
Cherry Jam and Decoy.
Yeah, Cherry Jam and Decoy. And then Riot going up against Sherbert and 702.
Jigsaw.
Riot getting bumped out of bounds by Jigsaw. Avery Phylactic getting a little bit of an offense from Lightning McQuinn, but gets a forearm penalty, giving Riot a power jam and making this jam run the full 2 minutes. So a minute left in this jam. No one can call it. Riot out with 4 points. 8 total on the jam for Riot.
Riot looks for the outside lane, now coming to the inside. Sort of pushing
against Lightning McQuinn, Finney, Kruger. And star pass going to Decoy. So Decoy is going to be your jammer.
They weren't expecting that. It was almost like there was a decoy out there.
No, no mention of points for that pass. 4 points going up for this pass by Decoy.
I love it when the pivot gets points.
Avery Phylactic bounces through for points.
Comes Decoy getting some points.
Decoy through quick for more points. Avery Phylactic also quick for more points. 3 seconds left in this jam. Decoy's trying to squeeze a few more out.
And does. Gets one.
1 more point on that jam. 17 for DSDD, 16 for Bleeding Hearts. That replay, Radical Wheels replay, is that side surf moment that Decoy has and that shift turn and through that inside line. Official timeout being called. We're figuring out what it is about. There was a scoring pass I noticed after the cap pass. We did not get points on that scoring pass. If I was coaching, I would be out in that center asking questions. What points were on that pass? Because we did see Riot pass skaters prior to passing the cap. So
Yes. That would be an excellent question.
looks like we're adding points. We're looking to see how many points were added. Bread pool went down to double check. So we're waiting to see if there's anything additionally added.
And we've got another official timeout.
I think we're waiting to see that update on the score that I saw
there
Shrimp
we go.
giving. 8T looks like we're adding more points.
4
so
points. No, 3 points.
3 more points added, so that's 20 total for DSCD, 16 for Bleeding Hearts. Oh, we're going back down to 19.
I'm just going to.
We're just going to wait because they keep changing it.
Yep.
So we'll see what happens.
But this official timeout brought to you by RCR's official realtor. Welcome to PDX.
I just want to give a shout out to all of the officials, both on skates and off. It is a lot of pressure to make sure that score is right. That score ended up being 20 points on that jam at the end of it. So appreciate all of the officials for making sure that this game is running smoothly. We have Bleeding Tart fighting up against Ballistic at the top of the pack and getting lead jammer, and T-Rex being recycled to the back by Klondike.
And T-Rex, bounced out by Midnight Smack.
Ballistic with an exit hit and then a call for offense.
Bleeding Tart runs to the outside, now comes back. Ballistic
Choosing to continue the jam, T-Rex makes quick work of that back Hearts tripod and is also out with 4 points. Both jammers scoring now.
Aaron Company
Wow.
waiting for T-Rex. And there's the call off.
Bleeding Tart with a one-footed skater on the outside. Call off, 12 points on the jam for Bleeding Heart, 6 points on the jam for DSDD.
And we'd like to thank our sponsors, Portland Vital Signs and Trailhead Credit Union.
On that Jam on Hawthorne jam line, we have Pandemonium going up against Ashtastic.
And Pandemonium is through. Is your lead jammer. Ashtastic recycled by Pop-Tart.
Big hit during the no pack call, meaning that is an illegal contact on Pandemonium, putting Ashtastic in a powerful jam, and that is a forearm going to Pop-Tart, as long with another penalty going to Super Beast. That means there is 2 defensive blockers on Bleeding Hearts playing defense against the DSCD offense. Another penalty going to a Bleeding Heart skater, Honey Basher, which leaves only a very scary as the only Bleeding Hearts blocker on the track. That Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box is having some group Bleeding Hearts therapy right now.
Yes, it is.
Whoa,
And
big
Yellow
hit from Yellow
Jacket.
Jacket. Big hit from Pop-Tart, knocking Yellow Jacket off of Pandemonium. Pandemonium cutting up the outside through for 4 points.
At some point, someone's going to have to serve a penalty.
Honey Basher going to the penalty box. No pack is called. Big hit from Pop-Tart. Pop-Tart dragging Ashtastic back as Pandemonium is going on another scoring pass up the outside line. Bit of a spill, but
But
through.
stayed in bounds
Through for 4
impressively.
points. A penalty going to Pop-Tart. Did not see what that was, leaving only 2 Bleeding Hearts blockers on the track currently.
Yeah, that's the second time the Bleeding Hearts have been down to 2 blockers.
Bleeding Hearts having a little bit of penalty trouble in that jam.
But still coming out 14-8.
And here's going to be that Radical Wheels replay of Pandemonium cutting to the outside line, skating up it, 1 foot, taking a spill in turn 1, inbounds. A little bit of a short pack for Bleeding Hearts. 2 blockers. Pluff, your jammer of record for DSDD, and Pluff with lead jammer. Ludini jump up the inside line and out about half a lap behind.
Pluff coming
Pluff,
through. 1 to
big
beat.
hit.
Oh, wow.
Big hit from Bobcat on Ludini. Penalty going to a skater. I heard a whistle.
Pluff.
To Pluff. Putting Bleeding Hearts in a powerful jam, making this jam go the rest of the 2 minutes. So 1 minute and 26 left for Ludini and this jam.
And
offensive help from Pop-Tart and the rest of the Bleeding Heart skaters.
And here comes Pop-Tart and the Hearts.
A Saltwater Taffy, Honey Basher, looks like that's Danny DeFito, all playing a little bit of offense, getting Ludini through for another 4 points.
Gwen Reaper and company set up at the back. And
Pluff moving from the inside to the outside.
almost looks like they closed the door on their own jammer. And Pop-Tart with the long drawback on Pluff.
Ludini just ducking around those DSDD blockers and a quick 4 points. 30 seconds left in this jam, no lead. Exit hit from Pop-Tart.
Wow.
Takes themselves out of bounds.
And a Saltwater Taffy, perfect hit. Pluff has to recycle.
Gwen Reaper going up against Ludini. Helmo following. Gwen, a little bit of an exit hit, out of play called. And that is the end of that 2 minute jam. That final score for Bleeding Hearts is 24 points on that jam. And waiting for the points from DSDD. Looks like it's 2 points from
3
points from DSDD.
Mm.
5 seconds is called. We have Mystery Machine for DSDD going up against Row Row Wreck Your Bout for Bleeding Hearts.
And
Row Row Wreck Your Bout out with lead jammer.
Mystery Machine 1 to beat. And is through. Oh, wow.
Just a little apex jump for Row Row Wreck Your Bout. That is an upswept creative apex jump. Little side surf on the outside and another. Wow, another upswept creative apex jump. Before I could even finish saying the last one, another apex jump. Big hit from Mystery Machine on that inside line. Knocking into Jigsaw and Sherbert. Sherbert getting the run back.
Long run back.
One big hit, and we get the call off from Row Row Wreck Your Bout. Looking for points. That is 2 additional points for Row Wreck Your Bout in that jam. 10 points for Bleeding Hearts, 7 for DSDD on that jam.
I'd like to thank our sponsors, Secret Aardvark and the Portland Mercury. Next up, False Glitch. Avery Phylactic Shock.
Avery Phylactic bumping into their own skater before getting lead jammer. False Glitch getting taken down by Midnight Smack. Big hit from Klondike.
Oh, Klondike's just holding on there at the back. Oh, Tragedy Ann.
Avery Phylactic juking to the out, cutting back to the in. 4 points. Big hit from Klondike, knocks Falls Glitch to the ground. Offense coming from Tragedy and Coyote and Klondike to get Avery Flactic 4 points. Big hit from Midnight Smack.
False glitch.
With a cut track penalty, sending them to the Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box. Avery Flactic calls the jam.
Yeah.
That is going to be 15 total points for the Bleeding Hearts and 0 for DSTD on that jam, or 3 for DSTD on that jam, excuse me. Bleeding Hearts, for what seems to be the final jam of this period, is going to have a powerful start. DSTD has a jammer and a blocker in the box, so only 3 defense for DSTD in this jam. That is going to be Decoy. Looks like Decoy, Phoenix, and Yellow Jacket.
Yep. I feel like False Glitch just ran out of energy right at the end of that jam and just maybe took a penalty that they might not otherwise have taken.
Bleeding Tart through with lead jammer.
And Phoenix and oh wow, Bleeding Tart just.
Big hit from Yellow Jacket. Grabs Bleeding Tart. Little T Rebel is back from the penalty box, adding to the DSTD blocking contingency.
False Glitch recycled
Penalty
by
coming to
Pop-Tart.
Bleeding Tart with a high block penalty. This jam will go the rest of the jam time, which is about a minute left, putting False Glitch in a powerful jam. Cat pass to Yellow Jacket.
And Yellow Jacket, one to beat, is able to get out.
Little glid move at the front of the pack.
And this will be a full 2-minute jam.
50 seconds left for Yellow Jacket to put some points up on the board. Bleeding Tart already standing in the box. Penalty going to Finney Kruger. Honey Basher at the top of the pack, holding Yellow Jacket, tracking inside to outside as Bleeding Tart is pushing on all 4 DSTD blockers.
And, oh wow. Bleeding Tart just powers through the droids.
Penalty going to Decoy.
And Yellow Jacket has to recycle behind Pop-Tart. A very scary now at the back of the pack with Pop-Tart. Oh.
Big hit from Pop-Tart. All right. All right,
And
that is
that
cutting
brings us
away.
to the end of the jam, and
That is also, looks
And
like
a
it's going to be halftime. We're waiting for confirmation on that.
yes, we're at
So-
an official timeout, but I'm assuming we're going to be going to halftime immediately after this. But this is official timeout brought to you by RCR's official realtor. Welcome to PDX.
This is a great time to talk about some of these skaters that maybe we haven't mentioned as much. Just watching them, we have for the Bleeding Hearts, putting in a lot of jamming work. Avery Flactic, Shock, really cutting inside to outside. Bleeding Tart. We've got Ludini, Rora Wreck Your Bout, Pandemonium, but also these blockers, a very scary, really anchoring a lot of these walls. Lightning McQuinn making some directions, things like that. And for DSTD, we have a lot of other skaters all really participating. So
Yeah, everybody's
doing a great job.
playing their hearts out.
William Skatespear really directing traffic. Decoy pulling double duty, playing a lot in this game.
Decoy's been everywhere.
Lil T Rebel throwing some hits. Pluff has had great success as getting lead jammers, which is something that's not happening for DSTD as much right now. So as we enter intermission, looks like we're officially in intermission. We're going to get look at some stats for this half, but we will see you in 9-ish minutes.
9 minutes, yeah. See you then.
Hey folks, did you know that your head is not normal? No one's is. If your helmet size is a small, but your teammate's size is an extra large, Wearing the same helmet shell doesn't just look kind of funny. The functionality of the EPS foam and how it disperses impact energy is compromised.
The 888 certified Sweat Saver comes in better shell size options than our leading competitor,
giving you the highest level of protection upon impact. Try for yourself. We've got you.
All right, welcome back, Derby fans, to the second half of Death Scar Derby Droids versus Bleeding Hearts. Here's just a check at that rosters and the officials. Big shout out to all of the non-skating officials and skating officials who are here today, making everything work. And here's a look at the penalties. 10 each.
That's even. No more than 2?
It's even. It's like low. 10 for a half is pretty low. Only a handful of skaters. There's 3 DSCD skaters who have 2 penalties, 2 Bleeding Heart skaters that have 2 penalties, but those who have the penalties are also the ones making a lot of the plays. So on DSCD you have 38, 360, and 139. So William Skate Spear and 360, which is Yellow Jacket. They've been making a lot of the plays today. And then for Bleeding Hearts, 149 and 211, that is Avery Phylactic Shock has 2 penalties.
Pop-Tart, yeah.
And Pop-Tart has 2 penalties. So.
All right, here we go. We got Riot, who I feel like has probably been the Droids' one of, if not the Droids' most successful jammers so far.
Riot has had a lead jammer status, and so has Pluff. Those 2 are sort of the standout jammers for DSCD right now. Going up against Pandemonium, who is one of many standout Bleeding Hearts jammers. Riot, big hit by Midnight Smack, but still catching lead jammer status before the hit. Pandemonium ducking around the outside. Decoy starting in the Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box, so DSCD down a player. Big hit from Yellow Jacket, slowing down Pandemonium, drawing her back.
Big drawback. That was... And Midnight Smack with the force out, and Decoy out of the Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box.
Danny DeFito with a little bit of a backbend after that hit.
That was a great backbend.
Call-off happens, waiting for points to appear on the board. Looks like that is going to be 5 for the Bleeding Hearts, 4 for DSCD. On our Jam on Hawthorne jam line, we have Mystery Machine for DSDD going up against Ludini for Bleeding Hearts. A little bit of a dance party on the pivot line.
And Ludini escapes from the pack quickly.
Helmo offering some offensive help for Mystery Machine. She gets out on her initial pass. Ludini bumps into the back of Teenage Hurtbag. Bump out by Bobcat. Calls it off. 3 points for Ludini on that pass. Bringing our total score to 206 for the Hearts, 88 for DSDD.
888, exclusive protected gear sponsor of RCR, elevating Derby safety standards with cutting-edge technology. 888.
5 seconds is called. Row, wreck your bout for the Bleeding Hearts going up against Pluff for DSDD.
Pluff looks for the inside lane, finds
big hit for Midnight Smack.
Yeah.
Midnight Smack getting hit out, but that is a no pass, no penalty for Pluff, meaning not lead jammer. Row, wreck your bout is your lead jammer.
And there's the call off.
That was really smart gameplay. Pluff was hit out by Midnight Smack, and Decoy, playing very strong offense, quickly hit Midnight Smack off of the track, allowing Pluff to jump back on. She might not have been able to get lead, but getting out of the pack in this game is extremely important regardless of lead jammer status.
Yes. That was great sort of communication between the pivot and the jammer there.
In this jam, we have Ashtastic for DSCD going up against Avery Phylactic for Bleeding Hearts.
That's going to be,
that's going to be a cut track penalty going to Ashtastic, putting Avery Phylactic Shock in a powerful jam.
Yeah, right in front of doesn't matter.
Williams Gatespear drawing back a Reflactic. But they squeak by, he squeaks by on the inside, 4 points. Nice. Good offense from Bleeding Hearts, really just screening that entire inside line. Cherry Jam with an attempted hit out at the top of the pack, but a Reflactic with another 4 points.
Yeah, Sherbert and Finney Kruger just sealed that inside lane.
Honey Basher with a hit on the outside, an offensive hit on the outside, and that's a Reflactic through for another 4 points.
Phoenix looking to seal the inside lane.
Jigsaw a little bit of offense at the top for a Reflactic. Big falls in the pack, but Ashtastic is out on an initial pass.
And gets bitten by the track monster.
Red Rum bumping a Reflactic out of bounds. It's going to be 0 points for DSCD, but 17 points for Bleeding Hearts for that jam. On the Jam on Hawthorne Jam line, we have Bleeding Tart for the Bleeding Hearts, going up against T-Rex for DSDD.
T-Rex looks for the outside lane, finds a saltwater taffy.
Bleeding Tart with some help from Danny DeFito gets out with lead jammer status. T-Rex with an illegal contact, hitting a down skater, sending Bleeding Tart into a power jam.
So just the one skater in the Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box.
DSD trying to get something happening, some defense happening. Little T Rebel up at the top with a hit on Bleeding Tart. Bleeding Tart jumping back in. A little bit of a chip from Teenage Hurtbag. Another bump from Ballistic.
And
Helmo getting in there.
taking a shot.
Out of play being called.
T-Rex through. Wow. With some speed.
With some speed. Really trying to gain on Bleeding Tart. Really trying to chase Bleeding Tart down. Make this hard. Oh, slice through. T-Rex, 4 points. That slice was so clean, so smooth. The call off comes from Bleeding Tart. Waiting for points on that. Oh, we're going to see on that Radical Wheels replay, T-Rex gaining speed, slicing through that wall.
T-Rex with the speed of a Velociraptor there.
I want to see T-Rex like that every jam.
Yeah.
Hopefully after halftime, T-Rex has a fire going and is ready to really work hard in this half, make up some of those points. False Glitch coming up against Pop-Tart, while Pandemonium is up against Gwen Reaper. Some hits from everybody, but Pandemonium is out with lead jammer.
And False Glitch spinning at the back of the pack. Oh, there's, I believe that's Helmo with some offense.
False Glitch bumping into the back of Avery Phylactic. False Glitch through on an initial. Call is coming from Pandemonium, waiting for points. 4 points for Bleeding Hearts, 0 for DSDD in that jam. And a timeout going to DSDD.
And this timeout brought to you by RCR's official realtor. Welcome to PDX.
I feel like now is a good time to shout out some other sponsor-related mentions. You know, do you love our sponsors? Tag them on social media. We've listed out quite a few on the stream. So, Jam on Hawthorne, Rebel Heart Therapy, 187 Killer Pads, 888, Porke No.
Yeah.
Just to name a few.
And feel free to follow and tag at Rose City Rollers on social media to stay in the loop about all things Derby in Portland. And if you want to get more involved, go to rosecityrollers.com/volunteer. And while you're on the Rose City Rollers website, Go to rosecityrollers.com/shop and order online so you can rep your favorite teams.
There is some DSDD and Bleeding Hearts merch on there, so if you have a favorite from this game, it's a good idea. All right. Oh, Mystery Machine with a quick lead up that inside line for DSDD, and Ludini getting caught up on Yellow Jacket and Decoy for Bleeding Hearts.
Helmo taking a shot, and that's Gwen Reaper in there. No.
Yes, that is Mystery Machine hitting into Midnight Smack, hitting into Danny DeFito, out for 4 points. Ludini hot on her heels. Call coming from the bench. DSDD is happy with 4 points, bringing our total score to 235 Bleeding Hearts, 96 for Death Score Derby Droids.
Yeah, 187 killer pads, industrial strength materials, unmatched ergonomic design, unparalleled excellence, 187 killer pads, and exclusive protective gear sponsor of RCR.
If you notice, I think almost every single skater is wearing 187 killer pads as their knee pads. It's a testament to how good they are.
Yeah.
Rora Wreck Your Bout, quick lead up the outside line. Riot bumping into Honey Basher and out quickly, half a lap behind.
Oh, Roro Wreck Your Bout just finds a huge lane to the inside.
A very casual apex jump to the inside, while Riot comes into contact with, looks like that is Jigsaw on the outside.
This time Roro Wreck Your Bout tries to go through the pack the hard way.
On the back of Decoy and Cherry Jam, sliding up the inside line, through with 4 points.
And up at the front, that is Sherbert working with Honey Basher. Oh, Honey Bash with a great force out.
Big hit to the outside.
Long recycle. Oh, Roro Wreck Your Bout just missed sticking that landing.
Attempted apex jump, decides that's enough, opts for a call off. That is going to be 4 points, so their foot landed in bounds before they fell. So 4 points for Roro Wreck Your Bout on that jam, on that pass. 12 points total on that jam, 4 points for Riot.
Next up, we're going to see Avery Phylactic Shock in the red, Pluff in the black. Upon the Jam on Hawthorne jam line. Empty Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box.
Quick lead for Avery Phylactic, but with just a quick juke, Pluff is out about a half a lap behind. Step to the inside for Avery Phylactic, but a juke to the outside for Pluff. Spin move.
Pluff not able to evade the defense this time. Now running into error and Saltwater Taffy at the back of the pack.
Uses their toe stops to stay in, pushing up against Midnight Smack. Stop block going to Midnight Smack. Pluff going up against Klondike, getting tripped up by Klondike. Big hit from Teenage Hurtbag on Avery Phylactic Shock, drawing Avery Phylactic back. Penalty happening in the pack.
That is Little T Rubble.
Both jammers out and scoring.
A little blocker love there in the Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box.
Avery Phylactic just bumping into Helmo and Ballistic, but getting through. Cut track going to error for Bleeding Hearts. Just as a Bleeding Heart skater comes back from the box.
So
Bump to the inside by Ballistic.
bit of a constant churn there in the Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box this jam.
That is going to be the end of the jam. 20 points for, we're waiting for final total. 23 points for Bleeding Hearts, 12 for DSDD. That is a long, tough jam, but with a score like this, you have to be happy with any points you put up.
Yeah.
Especially Pluff should be proud of that. All of the work putting in there, jamming against the Bleeding Hearts blockers. Mystery Machine going up against Pop-Tart, at the front of the pack, while Bleeding Tart, who's jamming for the Bleeding Hearts, is going up against Decoy.
Oh, Decoy forces an illegal contact.
That is going to be a power jam for Mystery Machine, and Mystery Machine is lead jammer.
And here comes Phoenix and the Droids offense.
Mystery Machine
Creating
pushing Phoenix. Rolling into turn 3. Mystery Machine one-on-one with Pop-Tart. And that's
high
a
block.
high block. This jam is going to go the remainder of the 2 minutes, so that's 1 minute and 20 seconds. Both jammers penalties. Bleeding Tart, easy path up the inside line. Pop-Tart directing the rest of the Bleeding Heart skaters. Big hit into Yellow Jacket and Decoy. A little bounce on the toe stop, stay in bounds by Bleeding Tart, and through with 4 points.
I feel like those height disparities can often create opportunities for either blocking with the head for like shorter jammers or unintentional high blocks for
Yes.
taller jammers.
Yeah, I don't know if you can tell on screen, but Mystery Machine is a taller jammer. Unfortunate that way. Both jammers outscoring. A little bit of a slide through for Mystery Machine, avoiding Pop-Tart's force out.
Mystery Machine recycles. I don't think the Mystery Machine went
With-
out, but you know,
I didn't see it appear, but we're not refs for a reason, so.
yeah. And probably Mystery Machine, after spending 30 seconds in the Rebel Heart therapy penalty box, was not
Was not
keen to
interested.
go back.
Uh,
And honestly,
Yeah.
with only a few seconds left in the jam, better safe than sorry.
Yeah, exactly. And we are now going to go into an official timeout. At the end of that jam, Pop-Tart picked up a forearm penalty in the very, literal last second as the jam was being called off. So Bleeding Hearts, this next jam is going to start with 1 in the penalty box. In that last jam, it was 16 points for Bleeding Hearts, 8 for Death Scar Derby Droids, bringing our total score to 286 for Bleeding Hearts, 120 for Death Scar Derby Droids.
And this official timeout brought to you by RCR's official realtor. Welcome to PDX.
So, looks like we're going to get back to action here. The penalties, dare I say, have picked up. I guess not very much.
No,
Still
we're at
4
14 to 14. I mean,
4 each in this half, which is not bad. I feel like Bleeding Hearts had quite a few in a single jam, which
felt like a lot.
it
But
felt like a lot, but I don't think it was maybe as many as I'm thinking.
yeah, I feel like the first few jams were fairly clean, and then it's picked up in the last jam or two.
We have on the jam line Ash-Tastic going up against Pandemonium.
One looking for the outside lane, one looking for the inside.
Helmo really primed for offense there. We're waiting for something, trying to see what's happening here. We're still in an official timeout. Everyone's just excited to start Derby.
Yep, there we go. There's the whistle that says we're coming back.
That's the 5 seconds. DSCD blockers rolling backwards. Helmo with offense and Ash-Tastic with lead jammer. Pandemonium also out. Skating quickly. Pandemonium hitting into Gwen Reaper. Ash-Tastic moves outside, finds a hole on the inside, is skating past everyone. 4 points. Penalty somewhere in the pack. Cut track penalty for Pandemonium, putting Ash-Tastic in a powerful jam. This is what DSCD needs.
Absolutely.
Gwen, Bobcat playing offense.
Oh, a saltwater taffy just gets enough of a piece of Ash-Tastic.
Helmo hitting into Pop-Tart. More offense is coming from DSCD. Big hit by Bobcat, opening up the space. Ash-Tastic at the front of the pack. Going
And-
up against Pop-Tart, going up against a saltwater taffy. Big hit by Pop-Tart.
Oh, and the timeout on the call-off was just a second too late as Pandemonium is released.
But we're going to have points on that jam. Waiting to see how many points. Or waiting to see what's happening in this jam. 8 so far. Our DSCD's jam ref conferring with the outside pack refs. Eight for that jam. Okay, on this jam, Riot going up against Ludini.
Oh, Ludini just weaving through the front of the pack.
Riot getting caught up on Sherbert.
Direction of play penalty, that's Gwen Reaper.
Ludini getting a little help by Finney Kruger on the outside. And that's Riot through the pack for their initial. Penalty in the pack going to 360. Yellow Jacket with a forearm.
So that is 2 droid blockers out.
With that, Riot is still through for 4 points. Got caught up by Sherbert for a little bit, but stayed in bounds.
And a great force out by Bobcat.
Bobcat, another great force out on Ludini. Riot really taking advantage of the Bleeding Hearts being distracted. Another 4 points.
A Decoy celebrating. I mean, Decoy and Bobcat held the line down 4-2.
That's net positive for DSDD on that jam. 8 points, DSDD 4 for Bleeding Hearts. With Yellow Jacket still starting in the Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box. But they, despite the penalties, DSDD still outscored Bleeding Hearts.
Yeah.
Great.
They were down in the pack, didn't have lead, and still outscored their opponents. That's incredible.
Impressive. Big hit from Decoy.
Decoy.
Denying Rower Wreck Your Bout lead jammer. Lead jammer status goes to T-Rex. Rower Wreck Your Bout about a half a lap behind. Yes, T-Rex really going for it. Taking a spill.
Oh, Rower Wreck Your Bout just blowing through the...
Call off coming from T-Rex. That is 4 points each on that jam. DSCD jam ref conferring with the outside pack refs. Oh, we're going to see that just denial of lead jammer status.
That was just so pretty.
And T-Rex took the same line just ahead of that. Really just like beautiful work there on that outside line. A Reflactic Shock, the jammer of record for Bleeding Hearts. Mystery Machine, jammer for DSCD. A Reflactic Shock with lead jammer. Mystery Machine about a half a lap behind.
And good work there by Helmo to scrape Pop-Tart off of the jammer.
Pack rolling into the far straightaway. A Reflactic bumping into the back of Helmo, sliding by. 4 points on the board. Mystery Machine going up against the back of all 4 Bleeding Hearts defense. A bit of a hit from Pop-Tart. Sliding on the outside line. Penalty coming in the pack.
That's a multiplayer. Wow. All right.
Going to Gwen Reaper. Helmo with some offensive help for Mystery Machine. Force out by Pop-Tart.
What? Wow, A Reflactic Shock.
Really just duck to the outside, cut back to the inside.
Just made that look easy.
Pack penalty going to A Very Scary. A bit of a short pack here. Little T Rebel with the force out on A Reflactic, and that forces the call off. 16 points on the jam for Bleeding Hearts, 8 for DSDD.
Wow.
Both teams are going to start with a player in the Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box.
And behind that jam on Hawthorne jam line, we've got Bleeding Tart and False Glitch.
Offense on that outside line by Midnight Smack. Bleeding Tart takes that outside line, cuts to the inside, lead jammer. False glitch being drugged back by Midnight Smack. Midnight Smack joined by Klondike and Tragedy Ann in
And
defense.
Klondike heading to the penalty box.
Did not see the penalty.
Oh, that's
A low block going to Midnight Smack. Bleeding Hearts just bleeding blockers to the box. A little bit of a hop on the inside by Bleeding Tart. Pack is rolling into the far straightaway. DSDD blockers moving to the front to make defense. Tragedy Ann and a very scary making defense in the back, but that is no match for False Glitch.
oh, good effort from Yellow Jacket, but Bleeding Tart just unstoppable there.
False Glitch ducking to the outside line. Another 4 points. Bleeding Tart also taking the same path. Just
Wow.
sliding by on one foot.
I think they were just expecting Bleeding Tart to go inside, and nope.
Bleeding Tart apex jumped the last time. A little bit of an outside move on that pass. Understandable. Big hit. And a call off coming from Bleeding Tart. Waiting for the points from that jam. Looks like it's going to be 8 total for DSDD. And 22 for Bleeding Hearts, bringing our score for 324 for the Bleeding Hearts,
Oof.
156 for DSDD. 8 minutes left in this game.
We're going to see Ashtastic and Pandemonium next. Empty Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box. Oh, Pandemonium forced out by Decoy.
Decoy and Teenage Hurtbag with a finishing hit from Gwen Reaper.
Oh, that was very pretty. And meanwhile, up at the front,
Finishing hit from Bobcat.
Ashtastic work against
Super Beast.
Super Beast and
I think that is
Sherbert,
Sherbert
yep.
and Honey Basher. Big hit on Finny Kruger. Penalty coming to Super Beast. Pandemonium out for lead jammer. Ashtastic about a half a lap behind.
Pandemonium.
Just crashing into Teenage Hurtbag. Ashtastic opting for that inside, getting tripped up by Sherbert. A little bit of offensive help from Bobcat.
Yeah. And
Ashtastic just leaps over Bobcat's legs to grab 4 points.
is Pandemonium just going to run this to get the blocker out?
You know, Bobcat really just sacrificing themselves for the points. We get the call off before more points are added. Looks like 4 points each on that jam.
That was...
I think Bleeding Hearts is maybe in a position to keep going to run the jam. Just to get that player out of the box. Super Beast is going to start in the Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box. They could, but
Right.
they could also practice skating down some. Ludini, big hit by Decoy to knock Ludini out of bounds as Pluff, our DSDD jammer, moves up against the tripod of Bleeding Hearts blockers. Exit hit by Decoy, knocking Ludini out of bounds. Pluff
Oh.
with lead jammer at the very top of the back with
Oh,
a
who
hit
was
by
that?
Roro Wreckerbout.
That was... I can't believe Roro Wreckerbout managed to stay in bounds.
Ludini is your lead jammer. Pluff had a no pass, no penalty. Pluff with 4 points on that jam. Ludini through with 4. Easy inside line for Pluff.
Yeah, that was wide open.
Ludini bumping into Decoy on the outside, trapped up on Williams, Gate Spear, Decoy, and Cherry Jam. Side shuffle on that inside. Pluff fighting for those points. 3 additional points for DSDD, bringing that 11 for DSDD to Bleeding Hearts 8 on that jam. And here is our Radical Wheels replay. That final hit by Roro Wreck Your Bout.
Oh!
Roro Wreck Your Bout trying to matrix, but because of the no pass, no penalty at the top, must have stepped out of bounds
Yeah.
in some way.
We got Riot and Danny DeFito.
Danny DeFito taking the star for the first time this game.
Danny DeFito was a regular jammer at one point, but has transitioned more to blocking.
Pop-Tart really taking care of Riot in the back of the pack with a very scary and Lightning McQuinn joining. But that is Danny DeFito as the lead jammer.
And Riot is through, but about a half lap behind. Here comes Danny DeFito.
Getting tripped up by Lil T Rubble, who catches a low block penalty. Hit from Helmo. Call off from Danny DeFito. 2 points on the board for Danny DeFito. 0 for DSTD.
But a power start for the...
Well, not a power start.
well,
a pack
sorry,
advantage.
Pack advantage, my bad. I knew what I was thinking. As the Droids have one blocker in the Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box.
That is going to be Midnight Smack for the first time for Bleeding Hearts, going up against Mystery Machine. Midnight Smack getting hit out by Decoy at the start of that jam.
Decoy's just been everywhere.
Decoy really controlling the pack at the back of the pack. Tragedy and trying to offer some offense to Midnight Smack. Mystery Machine working up against a Saltwater Taffy and a Reflactic at the top of the pack. Lead jammer going to Midnight Smack. Mystery Machine about a quarter lap behind. Big hit by Lil T Rubble.
Wow. And there's the call off.
Call coming from Midnight Smack. 1 point going
for
to
the Droids.
the Droids. Waiting for points for the Bleeding Hearts in that jam. 2 points for Bleeding Hearts. On our Jam on Hawthorne jam line, we have T-Rex
And
for
Bleeding
DCD.
Tart.
Yep.
All right. These are both fun jammers to watch. Oh, T-Rex one to beat.
Wow. Just running up that outside line, getting lead jammer. Bleeding Tart half a lap behind. Explosive movement for T-Rex to the center of that tripod. Bleeding Tart going up against Bobcat.
And now Gwen Reaper closes the inside lane on Bleeding Tart.
Bleeding Tart meeting the tripod of Bobcat, Ballistic, and Gwen Reaper. T-Rex on that outside. Coach is looking for a call-off. Call-off happens. 8 points for DSTD on that jam, 4 for Bleeding Hearts.
And we are under 2 minutes. So one jam, maybe 2 left. Yeah, got it. So we're going to see Ludini and Ashtastic.
Offense on the outside line. Ashtastic, lead jammer. Ludini also out of the pack. The offense, William Skatespear and I think it was Cherry Jam. Very quick offense, getting Ashtastic lead. Ludini trying to call it off, is not lead jammer. Ashtastic fighting up against the Saltwater Taffy.
And Ludini in on a second scoring pass. Oh, Yellow Jacket holding the line.
There's the call off, 4 points for DSTD, 8 points for Bleeding Hearts. And we will have one more jam.
Yep.
Oh, here's that replay. Here's that offense. William Skatespear and Cherry Jam just clearing that outside line.
And we've got Pluff and Pop-Tart as your final jammers. break your bout.
That is lead jammer for Pop-Tart. Pluff going up against the backs of Avery Phylactic and Pandemonium, getting caught up on Midnight Smack.
Oh, wow.
Apex.
Great work there by Helmo to deny that Apex jump.
Nice. Decoy denying the inside line. Track Monster really tripping up Pop-Tart in that turn 1.
And Pluff has the cap off, looking for Decoy. And there's
Cap
the
pass does happen.
and Pop-Tart with a call off.
Calling off the jam. Period. Clock is over. That is going to be our unofficial score as we're just making sure all the points get up on the board. 360 points for the Bleeding Hearts, 184 for DSTD.
And that brings us to a conclusion of the opening weekend of the junior season for this year. So
Yeah.
join us again soon. We're going to have more juniors action coming back. Check RoseCityRollers.com for the rest of the schedule. And we now have an official final.
That is our official final score. The score has kind of a big discrepancy, but it does not.
Definitely does not reflect the effort.
Yeah, it doesn't tell the story of the game, which has been a lot of really good jams and good moments from each team.
And great roller derby from all the skaters involved.
I appreciate this game. It's a great game.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun.
It's a great game. Fun to call.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks, Rolls.
Yeah, thank you, Puns.
Yeah.
I've been Rolls, Mary's baby.
Puns and Roses. See y'all soon.
See you next time.
Oh, I think they're ready. All right, so Bleeding Hearts, we'll go with you guys first since you were the winners. All right, most valuable blocker.
Oh my god, I just blinked. Bobcat!
Bobcat! All right, only for a moment. All right, and then most valuable jammer.
Pluff!
Pluff. Welcome back, Pluff. Very nice. All right. So here we come over here. All right, so most valuable jammer. Pandemonium. What do you have? Blocker. Okay, most valuable blocker.
Sherbert.
Sherbert. And we have a foot. Yeah. Okay, and then we have an overall from the Droids. Row. That's awesome. All right, excellent choices, everyone. Let's have all our MVPs right here in the middle for a photo op right here. Very good. Thank you all. Thank you all for coming out. We appreciate these young athletes giving it all they got, and the season looks like it's going to be a great one. Hope to see you all out again. Please grab some trash on your way out. Many hands make light work. We appreciate you all. Have a great afternoon.
Hey folks, did you know that your head is not normal? No one's is. If your helmet size is a small, but your teammate's size is an extra large, wearing the same helmet shell doesn't just look kind of funny. The functionality of the EPS foam and how it disperses impact energy is compromised.
The 888 certified sweat saver comes in better shell size options than our leading competitor,
giving you the highest level of protection upon impact. Try for yourself. We've got you.